Hey guys, welcome back to Style of Substance and welcome to Wednesday's video. Today I'm doing a life update, so if you want to hear just a mini update as far as some of the things that I've been getting up to and how I am tracking with my New Year's goals, then please keep watching. Black tea for the win. It's not really black tea for the win, it's black tea because I have no milk or sugar in the house. So clearly I need to go shopping. But anyway, how are you guys? Comment down below and just let me know how the first month of 2018 has been for you. I just want to get a general feel of what everybody's thinking about 2018 so far. It's the end of the month, crazy. I feel like time has really flown. And I hate to be the person that says that because it's such a cliche now, but time has really flown. How have you found it? Genuinely, like, what do you think? From my perspective, January has been a hard month. I'm not even going to sit here and sugarcoat it for you and lie to you, but I found January tough. I was very ambitious in how I started out the year as far as the goals that I set for myself, and I've been struggling with it because what I didn't anticipate was that starting a new job apparently was going to be something that would take up all of my time and all of my energy and basically leave me drained for most evenings and weekends. So there's that. And I think the reason why I'm kind of finding it so tricky is because, oh sorry, I think you guys can see my belly, is because not only am I in a new industry, but I'm also learning a new discipline within marketing and trying to get really up to speed and knowledgeable around digital, particularly around search engine optimization and all the things that come with websites and the web and everything like that, which is not something I've been as focused on, but my new role is, so I've just been learning a lot. It's been great because I feel like my brain is really being used and I love that, but it's been hard, it's been tough, but I'm grateful for the fact that this experience will only build me in my career and in my skill set, so I wouldn't have it any other way, but I just didn't anticipate that it would be this hard, so I'm kind of feeling sorry for myself a little bit here. So I did a video start of the new year which was kind of talking all about everything that I wanted to do this year. So one of those goals was to relearn French, which I'm still doing with Rosetta Stone. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on what I feel about their program because I've been using it for a bit now. Now I obviously learned French and I studied it right up until the age of 18 and then didn't do much else with it after that. So basically I'm kind of starting from scratch, but a lot of things are coming back to me. And I don't know if Rosetta Stone would be necessarily as easy for me to follow if I didn't already know French. And maybe that's because I learned it in a different way. So my teacher, my French teacher, was amazing. The way in which she taught us grammar and sentence structure and how she approached tenses and things like that was a really good way to learn it. And I feel like if I was learning French from scratch without that, I don't know how easy I'd find it. However, in saying that, everybody learns very differently. The good thing about Rosetta Stone is that it's very visual. It encourages you to identify things, words and sentences by looking at them, practice saying them and hearing them. So there's a good mix there. I'm still getting into the swing of it. I haven't worked my way through the course in its entirety, of course, yet, but I'll keep you posted. I know there are other free apps that you can use, but yeah, that's going well. I'm trying to do about 30 minutes every weeknight, but so far I'm only averaging 30 minutes 3 nights out of the week, which isn't where I wanted to be, but this is just the reality of the situation. Every week I say to myself, you're going to do it 5 times a week. And then it comes to like Thursday and I'm like, oh God. So I'll press on, I will press on, but I am learning and I do feel like I do need to practice with someone. That's the next step. So if not practice, then test myself a little bit more and try and write in French and try and say things in French and just see where the gaps in my knowledge lie. So that's going well, and I'm really glad that I'm doing that, because I think from a career standpoint there might be some opportunities to go to France or Paris, so it would be nice to be able to use some of the skills that I've picked up there. So my other goal was to grow my channel, to get to 100k, and the sort of sub goals under that was really putting out 2 videos a week. So aside from last week, I have managed to do that, which is good. I think I kind of started to fall off because work was getting so busy, but I think what I've learnt, or what I'm starting to learn, is that you have to know where to draw the line. And I think I'm at a place where I have a lot more energy to give to things like work and my job and things like that, but I don't want to overdo it and I don't want to exhaust myself. So I definitely have to learn to strike the balance. I'm very much a perfectionist, and perfectionists tend to struggle in situations where there is a lot of work to do and only a limited amount of time to do it in, because then we start to get silly about how much extra time we devote to things, and we start to, you know, try to squeeze in little bits of work in times where we should really be resting. So I've had to make a conscious effort to stop myself from doing that, and that's really only kicked into play today. I'll be real with you, like, I brought my laptop home to do some work on the weekend, and I did that last weekend, but I said to myself today, no, you're not going to do that. If you can't get it done in the hours that you're at work, and maybe getting a little bit earlier, it's just not doable. So there's that. It's hard to strike that balance, and I honestly don't know how people who have families and, like, you know, whole social lives outside of work. I'm not one of those people. I mean, I have a family, but I don't have kids or anything, so I don't know how those people balance. But sometimes it's just about deciding where to draw the line. So that's how that's going. As far as working out, that's a myth. but I have seen my body kind of get into a good place, because I think commuting a lot has helped with that, going up and down lots of stairs. And I'm making excuses. I'm not even gonna sit here and try to justify that. Working out was one of my goals. I wanted to try and work out 3 times a week. That has not happened at all. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I know it's only January, but I know that there is going to come a point in this year where that is more possible, and I don't want to speak on that too much, but something's coming that's going to make that more possible. Whether or not I'm motivated enough to then go and execute on that, I don't know. But yeah, later this year, some interesting developments will take place that will allow me to at least have access to being able to work out more. So I didn't mention this in the last video, but it was to become a master in the art of conversation. So I have always been a serial listener, and when I say that, I mean I've always been a very passive participant in a conversation, and I've always felt, not on purpose, but I've just always felt more comfortable to listen to people and let them work through their whatever it is they're trying to work through with me by just listening. And as a result, I think I've become a very lazy conversationalist, i.e. I generally just bring a listening ear to a conversation. That's worked well for me because I think I am a better friend because of that. I think a lot of people appreciate the fact that they can come to me and we can work through the problems together. But I think what I've let myself down on is being an active contributor and bringing new insights and bringing new ways of thinking and just bringing a bit of myself to the conversation, which you guys might find very, very random, considering I sit here and I harp on and on and on and on about random topics. But actually in my real life, though this is real life, in my day-to-day life, I find that difficult to do because there's a part of my personality that I don't like narcissism. I don't know who, nobody likes narcissism, but I don't ever want to come across as somebody who is very self-involved and loves to talk about myself or hear my own voice. Like, I've always avoided that because I don't gel well with people who are like that, especially when they're not that interesting. So if you're interesting, be a narcissist, alright, because that's fun to hear about. But I've always tried to avoid doing that, and I've gone completely to the other end of the extreme. And as a grown woman, a grown-ass woman, I need to be able to talk about myself in a way. I need to be able to be comfortable to talk about myself, but in a way that's not like me, you know? So yeah, so one of my goals this year was just to become a better conversationalist, contribute more to conversations, talk more to people, not just to a camera, because that's easy enough. Camera doesn't talk back. You don't get reactions. You don't feel like, oh, is what I'm saying boring? You just talk freely. So I'm trying to do more of that, and I've seen some improvements. There's still some way to go, but I feel good with where I'm at with that. Some people bring it out of me a little bit more than other people, but the goal is to bring it out of myself more. So that's what we're working on here. Connect with God once a week. So I think I do more of that. So I connect with God at least once a day. So I have a Bible app on my phone. So I get a scripture every morning, a scripture alert every morning. So I'll read that. I'll try and digest it and try and figure out what it means to me. And then I'll reinforce that by watching some sort of faith building message on YouTube. Normally it is Teresa Velfoy. She has a YouTube channel, but I think she has her own ministry, and her dad's a preacher, and therefore she's a preacher. But I watch her videos at least once a week. I was going to church towards the end of last year, but that has kind of fallen off just because I film on a Sunday. Another excuse. But I am connecting with God once a week. So the other goal was to try and read a book a week. Very, very, very unrealistic goal now I think about it. So I actually tweaked that a little bit with the help of my mum, and I have decided to make that, instead of trying to read a book a week, it's trying to read for at least an hour every day, which is more manageable. And if it's more than that, then fine, but a minimum of an hour every day of reading is manageable. I've actually cut that down to 30 minutes a day, because the only time I really get to read is on my journey to and from work, and I only sit down for a solid half an hour on each of those. And if I don't get a seat, then it's hard to read, especially the flipping huge books that I just tend to buy that you just need like the whole stand to rest them on. So yeah, so that's not been going well so far, but I've tweaked that, and I've just said try to read for at least about an hour a day. And the goal with that is really to just gain knowledge and to just grow as a person, and to continue to challenge myself with new perspectives. I'm not somebody who enjoys stagnation. I'm not somebody who enjoys being still or being in the same place for any length of time. Yeah, it's all about becoming a better me and becoming a well-read me, and ultimately that then aids the things that I talk about. Because I think if you're not that well-read, or if you don't have a lot of life experience as a conversationalist, you probably will struggle. Or you won't struggle in terms that you're always talking, but what you're talking about is of no substance. So yeah, just want to be a better me from that standpoint. And then the other thing was to save some money, to get into the habit of saving every month. I haven't been able to do that, and I won't be able to do that until properly we kick into March, April, because there's some things happening at the moment that mean that my finances are very, very tied up. So as I've mentioned extensively, I am turning 30 this year. So as far as an update on that, I'm very excited to turn 30, and also very scared because it's a big number, and yeah, and it doesn't feel like I'm that. I promise you, girls, when you turn 25, you're going to stay feeling like you're 25. Doesn't matter what age you are after that. Like, I don't feel like a 30-year-old woman should feel. And maybe it's because the perception of what a 30-year-old should feel like, as if that's even a thing, is just so, it's just so based on things that are just not relevant in this day and age. I think with property prices the way they are, with relations between people the way that they are, 30 is not what 30 used to be. 30 used to mean, you had a job, a stable job, you had a husband, you had some kids, you just had your shit together. You're running a household. 30 now is you have a roof over your head, whether that's your parents or you're renting somewhere, you might be in a relationship, you probably are single, you're probably not even ready for kids because you're struggling to look after yourself, let alone 2 other human beings. Don't get me wrong, there are women out there who are doing all of those things and younger than 30, but I think 30, or what 30 looks like, has changed so much. So in saying all of that, I am really excited to turn 30 because I think it represents growth, and it represents reaching a place in my life where I feel the best I've ever felt as within myself, and I'm excited for this new chapter. 30, I'm very excited about because I think it means a lot. It's like big people age, you know. And to celebrate, I am planning a big trip with some friends. So hopefully, if I can make that happen from a financial standpoint, given some other things I've got going on that you will hear about, I would love to go to Vegas. Okay, I've said it now. I didn't want to put it out there, but yeah, I want to put it out there because it's something I'm really trying to make happen. So there's been a little bit of research going on. So long as everything works itself out financially, I will be celebrating my 30th in Sin City. Hopefully not sinning, but having a great time. Yeah, a lot of people were asking about property investment and self-employment. So let me cover those things off because they're both very interlinked right now. So as far as property investment goes, can't happen. I signed up for a property investment seminar and went to it. I think it was like a 3-day course. Very intense, very good in terms of what I picked up from a knowledge standpoint. But I think I walked away realising that this is something quite big and something that I don't think I can manage right now because there are so many other moving parts in my life. And yeah, the pieces of the puzzle are just, they're not going to fit in right now. But I know that that is something that I want to do, and I'm glad that I went because I now have the knowledge of how, you know, to sort of, how to make that possible, how to build credit, how to build a portfolio. I have some real insights in terms of the strategies and how to do that. However, I do think that in going to that course, it's still something that you need that one-to-one. Me personally, that I would need that one-to-one guidance on going through the process, at least for the first time. So yeah, I'm not at a stage where I can buy property as an investment just yet. So we're going to park that for now, and maybe at the end of this year revisit that and see where things stand and see how I feel about it. As far as self-employment is concerned, I am no longer self-employed. So I was contracting last year, and now I am in full-time employment. There is a reason for that, and again, coming in a later video, all around that sort of March, April time, so do stay tuned to find out why. I hopefully remember to actually let you guys know, but permanent employment just made sense now. Also, the fact that contract roles sometimes are hard to come by, especially the good ones, and as much as I was really adamant that that is where I wanted to do, that is the format of work I enjoy, for now, it's not a format of work that works with what's going on in my life, if you know what I mean. So for now, it's full-time employment, but that may change in the next 3 years or so. But I think in terms of how I found it, I loved it, honestly. The money is better. Although, I guess the money is better, you feel more responsible for your own destiny, so it's very empowering. On the flip side, however, there is a lot of admin work that goes into it. And when you are self-employed as a contractor and you're in the sort of office environment, people, it depends on the kind of person you are, but people generally know that you're not going to be there for long, so I tend to get the impression that they don't try to make too much of an effort with you. You're almost kind of a bit of an outsider. Some people, I can't speak for everybody, so there's a different dynamic and you're perceived in a different way in an office environment. So something to bear in mind. It won't bother me because honestly the money is really good, really good. So you can perceive me how you want. At the end of the day, we've all got bills to pay, but yeah, it was interesting. For now, not self-employment, but employment nonetheless. I know you guys are going to ask some questions about some things that I can't talk about just yet, so by all means, I don't stop people from asking questions, but just know that there is a time and there is a right time and a right place for everything. So yeah, always leave your questions in the comments below if you want to know how I'm getting on with certain things, or if you just want to know how I'm getting on in general. And also let me know how you guys are getting on. I try to respond to every single comment that I get. Sometimes I miss some, sometimes I see some that I can't necessarily speak on, which doesn't happen very often. But I see you guys, so don't ever feel like I'm one of those people that just ignores interactions. I don't. I do love talking to each and every single one of you. So yeah, that is my update on life and all of those things. I hope the next one will be a little bit more juicy. I think it will be, actually. I think I'll wait to do it. Probably wait until like yeah, March, April. The magic time. And yeah, otherwise I hope you guys are keeping well. I hope you are tracking well as far as your goals, so your New Year's resolutions, whatever you've decided to do in 2018. And I hope you are enjoying the content on my channel. I've been getting some really positive feedback about some of the videos that I've been putting out there, so it seems like you guys are enjoying it. Don't worry, the hauls are coming back. I just had to put a pause on those to get some other things in order, and to also get inspired a little bit more. Like, I don't know, I just haven't really seen a lot that I've felt like, oh yeah, I really want to do a big haul in X store. And I feel like everybody is, you know, hammering out the hauls right now. And as much as I love watching them, the ones that I really enjoy, and I know the ones that you guys really enjoy, tend to have a lot of variety, a lot of colour, a lot of different styles, and I just haven't been seeing loads of that just yet. I think we're in sale season, you know, loads of like retailers are kind of getting rid of last season's stuff and bringing in the new stuff now, so I'll wait for a little bit and hopefully we'll be able to bring you something in February. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it wherever you can with your mates, send people over here. We want to grow to 100k this year, and I can't do it without you guys. I want to build a really big, strong community of people who love style and people who love talking about things of substance. So if you don't want to be alone in that community, then share my channel, send people over here, and let's just make it one big party. Thank you again for supporting, thank you for watching, and I will see you in Sunday's video. Bye!